I have so much to do.
Hey everybody, we are live for Manouche Monday. Tonight we are featuring our music from our musical heroes. So basically whoever we found most inspirational early in our career or early in our exposure to jazz. So we're going to kick off the night with Don Stille, as we always do. And he has a few musical heroes that he's going to tell you about.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you are live, Don.
All right. Hello, everybody, and welcome. And looking forward to, once again, sharing some great music with you. We have all-star players throughout the evening, and I'm going to start the proceedings. I guess we'll focus, my first focus would be Dizzy Gillespie, who I've enjoyed in many times and ways over the past years. A tremendous bebop horn player, trumpet player, and composer. So I'm going to do something that covers both of those areas. The name of this tune is Con Alma, and composed by Dizzy Gillespie. And let's see what happens here. Get started. I think I might do this in, no, let's see. I'm going to do a couple Dizzy tunes right now in one piece. Okay, there we have a couple by Dizzy Gillespie and Con Alma. I did first, and then Tin Tin Dale, the second piece. Put them in medley form, which those of you who have seen me before know that I tend to do that sort of thing a lot. And so whoever you have. Right now, I'm going to do something. It's kind of like an epic journey. This is a piece of one of my biggest heroes, uh, Bill Evans, and he composed a piece entitled Seesaw. There's been some query as to whether he composed this piece for his new daughter. I don't have the date somewhere. Back in the 60s, I believe, 50s or 60s. Seesaw. It goes through several different layers of dynamics and tonal use and everything else, and I can only wishfully hope and try, hopefully not in vain, to treat it like Bill treated it. So anyway, here it is, Seesaw. Okay, Seesaw. I hope you like that. It's quite a piece. I have a little bit of time left, so I'll try to move this along. I think Christy does her best to keep everybody according to a schedule, and that's a good thing. So I'm going to try and get the trusty old squeeze box on here and do an Oscar Peterson tune. I've done here maybe once or twice, but some time ago. So this is a tune, a beautiful waltz, entitled "When Summer Comes." And I felt, based on what we have been through within the past year, this upcoming summer hopefully will be our chance to flourish and truly get back to what might be called normal. Anyway, here it is, "When Summer Comes." Now, when summer comes. All right, when summer comes. Thank you all for coming to check us out tonight, and hope what some of the things I did here touched a chord somewhere. That's every artist's dream. That's the idea. So anyway, I'm going to say goodbye and hopefully see you again here very soon. All right, stay safe and stay healthy and be happy. All right, thanks again.
Yeah, thanks, Dan. That was beautiful.
Thank you, Christy.
We'll see you next time.
Yes, indeed. I'm ready for it.
All right. Next up, we have Liam. He's got a cocktail tutorial for you. There we go, and there we go. And I'm going to get out of here so that you can tell them all about the cocktail tutorial.
But Christy, you're my hero. Okay.
That's really what this is. That's why I picked the theme. I just wanted someone to say that. So thank you. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, no problem. And I may or may not feature a cocktail in the coming 6 months called the Christy Bennett. Stay tuned.
All right, I'll leave you to it. Sounds like you got a handle on it.
The Crispy Bennett. The Crispy Beignet. All right, never mind. Let's keep going. All right, so this week, everybody, is Hero Week. And really, cocktails are my true hero. No, I wanted to feature some people that might be other people's heroes, but I also really wanted to focus on the idea of celebrity cocktails, famous people having a signature drink that they carried around. Interestingly enough, Hemingway is one of the most famous drinkers in history, and he was famous for drinking a mojito. Okay, yes, mint, rum. Oh, that's weird. I always think of Hemingway as this like really butch, like hairy-chested, rugged author, but I don't think of the mojito as a butch cocktail. And in fact, he would even pour champagne over the top of his mojito. Other people are noteworthy for having other drinks. Cardi B drinks Bacardi. Winston Churchill famously loved a whiskey highball with some orange juice splashed in there, the first screwdriver, or an early screwdriver to be sure, with vodka. But I wanted to focus on another guy, and not even his favorite cocktail, his favorite food. So I was given a glorious idea to craft this cocktail off of Elvis's favorite food, being a peanut butter, bacon, and banana sandwich. This cocktail is called the Hound Dog. And it takes inspiration and foundation from a very classic cocktail that I featured a little bit about before, but we're going to go into a little bit more depth tonight, which is the whiskey sour. Whiskey sour is a classic egg white cocktail, and most of the time you see it out at bars, it's not going to contain any egg white at all. Often you will see people using a sour mix, which is a combination of some citric acid, some sugar, and a little bit of flavoring. And while that kind of approaches the specific flavor itself of a whiskey sour, I think one of the most important things about it is that texture that's achieved from frothy shaken egg white. So any whiskey sour that I want to drink has some egg white in it or some other element in there to create these like small protein chains. So we are going to start out with the whiskey itself. This is where I'm going to get those bacon and peanut butter elements. So I'm going to take the king of peanut butter whiskey, which is Screwball. I say peanut butter, but what this really tastes like is the filling inside of a Reese's peanut butter cup. And it's, I hate to admit it, but it's delicious. When I first started seeing this appear, I'd already been bartending for a little while, and I definitely just rolled my eyes, thinking it was just another flavored spirit that I was going to taste and have nightmares about. But then I tried it, and I begrudgingly have to admit that it's pretty damn good. So we are going to use, normally in a whiskey sour, you're going to use about 2 ounces of whiskey. So I'm going to do almost half and half of these two. I'm going to do 3/4 of an ounce of peanut butter whiskey. For those who may not have seen this segment before, every time I say an ounce, 1 ounce is going to be equal to 2 tablespoons. So if you're measuring out any of these at home, just remember, 1 ounce, 2 tablespoons. So we're going to use about a 3/4 ounce of the Screwball, and we're going to use this awesome bacon bourbon. This is a Tennessee bourbon that has been infused heavily with bacon. So you get that toasty, savory quality to it, a little bit of saltiness as well. And we're going to use 1.25 ounces. I could be using the long end of my jigger here, which is a 2 ounce cone, but I want to have a little bit more finesse and precise measurement. So I'm going to measure out 1 ounce of the whiskey in the smaller end, which is just 1 ounce in pour. And then I'm going to measure a plentiful 1/4 ounce in there. Yeah. Okay. So at this point, I want to integrate the banana flavor in here as well. And I think a good idea to do that would be to use actual just raw banana. So I have a banana right here. It's pretty overripe, and that's just how I want it. We're going to cut about 1 inch or a 3/4 inch slice off of here. We're just going to drop it in there, and we're going to muddle it. If you've watched me before, you know one of the things I like to do when I muddle anything in a mixing glass or mixing tin is I like to have a little bit of liquid in there already, 1 or 2 of the components of the cocktail in there already, so that when I squash it, some of the flavor is immediately released into the surrounding liquid. It also makes it so that it has a little bit of weight to the bottom of the mixing tin or mixing glass so that it doesn't just go flying everywhere. But if you try to put all the other ingredients of your cocktail into your receptacle and then try to muddle, every time you kind of smash down in there, you're going to get a lot of liquid flying out. So you just want to have a little bit in there. I find that to be the perfect ratio. So we're going to muddle that a good bit. Okay, sounds good. Now we're going to add the egg white. So I have some pre-separated egg whites here that you can buy at almost any grocery store. You can also separate the egg whites yourself at home. That's going to give you an even more rich, savory cocktail, and it's going to be even more frothy. These lose a little bit of their zhuzh from being packaged like this, but this works just fine, and I think it's perfect. So we're going to add an entire ounce of egg whites to this cocktail. Yum. All right, pouring it on in. In any self-respecting whiskey sour, you also have that sour element. So what I'm going to use is about a half ounce. I'm going to use a generous half ounce of lemon juice to kind of balance against that savory, rich quality of the egg whites. Yum, yum, yum. So in some of the bacon, peanut butter, banana combinations I've had before, including a donut from a lovely donut shop in Dallas, Texas called Hypnotic Donut, there's been a little incorporation of a maple syrup in there. So I wanted to add a little bit of simple syrup, which goes into most whiskey sours, except I made a maple simple syrup by adding hot water and maple syrup in equal amounts, giving a little bit of a stir. I've also let it sit in the fridge for a little while so that it kind of cools down and doesn't warm up the rest of the cocktail while I'm trying to make it. And we're going to measure out just about a half ounce of this maple simple syrup, maybe even a little less, because there are already some other sweet ingredients in there, like the peanut butter bourbon. Okay, so now that we have all of our ingredients in there, we're going to shake it. When making egg white cocktails, you will usually hear two phrases, a wet shake and a dry shake. This is because when you're making an egg white cocktail, you generally want to incorporate ice in one shake and then dump out the ice in the other. The sequence of those events is hotly contested among bartenders, but I and some of my compatriots here at the Rogers Park Social believe that a wet shake with ice followed by a dry shake without ice is preferable. This way you allow the drink and the liquids to be cooled down and you get just a little bit of those tiny ice crystals in there. You then dump those out and shake it a little bit more, because without those ice chunks, the egg white has nothing to slam into but itself in the mixing tin, which allows it to form a little bit of a creamier mouthfeel, a little bit more stiffness to the top. You'll see what I mean in a little bit. Let's shake. Excellent. So for most cocktails that are shaken, you can shake the hell out of it if you want. Not this one. We don't want to shake it for too long while there's still ice in it, because you'll cause that stiffness to already occur before you've taken the ice out. And by the time you're done shaking it at the end, the protein chains that you create when you kind of break up the egg white will already have begun to break down and dissolve. So you want to shake it until you hear those ice chips start to form. I'm now straining it into the small tin from the big one. I'm now going to dump the ice out. You want to shake it enough for those ice crystals to mix all through without shaking it too much that it gets too frothy already. Let's shake it a little bit more. Ooh, piano shaking. Yeah, that's a music term for you. Yeah. We're going to shake it. You want to shake it just until you start to feel a difference in the shaking tin, where there's not as much back and forth. It almost feels a little bit more rigid in the tin. Starting to feel that pretty good just about now. Okay. And now we really want that smooth, silky texture. So we're going to double strain this into a stemmed glass. In this case, I'm using a cup. But you know what? This would go fine in a rocks glass, a pint glass, anything like that at home, just so long as you like drinking out of it. That's where the fun stuff happens. Oh my goodness, it's so light, it's so creamy, it's so frothy. Yum. That's a good egg white cocktail right there. I want to do a little bit of a flourish. If I had a stove around me for a garnish, I would probably just take a little piece of freshly made bacon, put it on the top. And then I would do a little bit of a design in aromatic bitters. This is a fun thing to do as a garnish on any egg white cocktail, because the bitters are going to stay right at the top there. It's almost like a little bit of latte artwork. So I made a line directly through the center of the cocktail. I hope y'all can see this. And then I'm gonna whoop, take it to the right, whoop, my right anyway, take it to the left, whoop, take it to the right, take it to the left. Then I'm gonna just drag this thing up through the middle to make kind of a fun design. Okay, so there you have it, folks. A hound dog. Let's give it a little bit of a taste. Oh, I get that creamy egg white. A little bit of the lemon juice followed immediately by the peanut butter flavor. And as that kind of fades away, you get the savory, toasty, very slightly salty quality of the bacon bourbon. Oh, so good. Here you go, my darling.
Thank you.
Okay, so the next cocktail we're going to feature is a cocktail known to a famous person, but not a real one, a fictional famous person. One of the most famous featured cocktails in a movie is in the Coen brothers film, The Big Lebowski, in which the main character, played by some guy named Jeff Bridges, is drinking a White Russian through almost the entire film. He even spills one of them halfway through. So we're going to make a little bit of a take on a White Russian. However, there's another character in this film, a recent devotee of Judaism, who is always telling another character that he never rolls on the gosh darn Shabbos. So I wanted to take a little bit of a different kind of White Russian, as though this other character played by John Goodman had made it. So this is going to be called Rollin on the Shabbos. This is a cocktail that is going to be kind of an everything bagel White Russian. So normally in a White Russian, you would have three main components: vodka, coffee liqueur, and heavy cream, baby. You just mix them all up. You don't need to stir them too much. You don't need to shake it at all. You just make it right in the glass. So that's what we're going to do. We have a couple more components. So first, we're going to fill this glass up with some ice. Hey, that's easy. Now for this one, I'm using a smaller version of a rocks glass. You can use a pint glass if you want at home. If you want to turn it into something else, you can add a little bit of water, but I wouldn't add too much if you want to increase the entire volume of the cocktail. We're just using a little bit of a wine glass this time. So first we're going to add some vodka. In this case, I'm using the Black Dog vanilla vodka to kind of contribute to that feel of the everything bagel, that breadiness. And we're going to add about 1.5 ounces. It's so fun to make cocktails right in the glass, because usually if you choose to just have a cocktail made right in the glass, it's got a little bit of flair in just the way it's made, and y'all will see what I mean in just a second. Okay, so now that we have the vodka, the vanilla vodka, we're going to add our coffee liqueur. This is my favorite coffee liqueur in the universe. This comes from an Australian maker. It's called Mr. Black. This is a cold brew coffee liqueur, which means that you're not going to get as much of that over-saccharin, syrupy sweetness that you get from Kahlua or anything like that. You get so much more of that like dark, earthy bitterness that makes it good to do as a shot or to incorporate in other cocktails, because it's bold. It's like not making two shits about who it is. So we're going to add about 1/2 ounce. I'm going to do a generous 1/2 ounce. In a normal White Russian, you might add a little bit more than that, relatively speaking, but I kind of want to highlight some of the other flavors in here as well. Excellent. All righty. So for this cocktail, I'm actually going to show you just a little bit of the garnish that I'm using. I'm using a rim. So I've had for a little while some awesome everything bagel seasoning that I'm using for the rim. So I'm just going to wet the edge of the glass just a little bit. I'm going to drag it through all this everything bagel seasoning that I have. You can use a little plate if you want to add some seasoning to the rim. You just take the edge of the glass once it's a little moist. Obviously with a margarita, you're going to do this with lime juice. I don't want to add any of that extra citric quality, so I'm just using a little bit of water. All right, get some of that seasoning on the edge there. Looking beautiful. Just goes in. Awesome. Now we're going to add the creamy agent. So for this, I really wanted to emulate that taste of cream cheese. So in order to get that tart yet richness, I have decided to incorporate a little bit of drinking yogurt. This is a really nice yogurt drink product that I just picked up from the local grocery store. Normally a White Russian would use heavy cream only, I'm going to use a little bit of a combination between the two. And I'm even going to taste this a little bit just to remind myself how to quite balance it. Ooh, very tart. It's very sour, but it still has some of that richness to it, almost like a straight cheese. Alrighty, so at this point, I'm going to move the glass a little bit closer to y'all so you can see exactly how it looks. Amelia, will you tilt down the screen for me just a little bit? Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, darling. We're going to add just a little bit more than a 1/4 ounce in here of our heavy cream. And then we're going to put in about 1/2 an ounce over the top of that of our yogurt, because I really want that rich yet tart quality to come through. Pouring it over the top. Oh my goodness. This is the fun visual part of making a White Russian. You see those awesome strands, the heavy cream start to go down through the rest of the liquid. It looks super cool. Okay, now that we've added our creamy element, now we're all done. Or are we? This is the Jackson Morgan Southern Cream. This is a bourbon cream liqueur of a salted caramel variety because I really wanted to bring out a little bit more of that salty richness. We're going to use about 1/2 ounce of this stuff. I want us to be able to taste it. We're just going to pour it over the top. You can use a stir at this point to mix it up a little bit. I like to use a little bit of a skewer in there. Just give it a couple drags around. You don't want to mix it up too much because then you're going to lose that awesome striation, the stripiness in the sides of the glass. And then make sure you got a little bit of that everything bagel seasoning on the side and drink up. Wow. You know, it's a little bit difficult sometimes working with flavors as strong as coffee because you want it to be pronounced and available in the drink without stepping on some of the other flavors in there. But I think we've got it just about right. Jeff Bridges, I would be proud. So that's about all the time we have for today. Thank you all for joining me again for some celebrity-themed cocktails, and I'll see you all next week.
That salted caramel bourbon stuff is so good.
Yeah,
I have
pretty amazing. Really good over ice cream or in your morning coffee.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. We also have that stuff at the shop, by the way.
Yes, you do. I got it from the shop, so I know.
Thanks.
Well, we will see you next week, Liam. Thanks so much. Oh, actually, next week, I'm taking the first Monday of every month off.
Oh, yes.
I made an executive decision.
You know, not like you haven't earned it or anything.
Just need 1 week. Just 1 week each week. That's it.
Christy Day, the first Monday of the month.
Something like that, yeah. Well, thank you so much, and we'll see you soon.
See you soon.
And next up, we have Julie Wood.
Can you hear me? Wow. Modern technology. Okay. Well, I picked Dexter Gordon, and when I switched over to tenor from alto about 25 years ago or so, he was just my hero, and I still love him. And he does ballads so great, and I thought I'd do a ballad that he has played, but sing it because I found that a singer who grew up here in Chicago, Irene Krall, sang this tune also. So it's called Guess I'll Hang My Tears Out to Dry. Torch that I carry is handsome and worth all the heartache and ransom. But when the twilight steals, I know how the lady in the harbor feels. When I want rain, I get sunny weather. I'm just as blue as the sky. Since love went away, I just can't pull myself together. I guess I'll hang my tears out to dry. friends ask me out, I tell them that I'm busy. I must get a new alibi. And so I stay at home and I ask myself, where is he? I guess I'll hang my tears out to dry. Come on, dry little teardrops. You're my little teardrops hanging on a string of dreams. Fly, little memories, my little memories. Remind him of our crazy schemes. Somebody said, just forget about him. So I gave that treatment a try. Strangely enough, you know I did all right without him. And then one day, he passed me right by. Well, I guess I'll hang my tears out to dry. Come on, dry little teardrops. You're my little teardrops hanging on a string of dreams. Fly, little memories, my little memories. Remind him of our crazy schemes. Somebody said, just forget about him. And so I gave that treatment a try. Strangely enough, you know I did all right without him. And then one day, he passed me right by. Well, I guess I'll hang my tears out to dry. All right. Well, you got to hear Dexter play that one. It's so nice. And another tune that I like that he wrote, and he wrote it over the changes of It Could Happen to You. And it's called Fried Bananas. So this is his own melody, but he's using the chord structure of It Could Happen to You. Fried bananas. Bananas Foster. Hey, that's kind of like the drink Liam made if he had some, instead of raw bananas, some fried bananas in there. That'd be a good cocktail. Okay, here we go. All right. So that was fried bananas. And I got one more for you. It's not his own tune, but he liked to record this one. And it's just a great old tune called Broadway. Broadway. Okay. There we Broadway. All right, thanks for watching and listening. And I'm just going to sign off and enjoy the show. Thank you. All right. All right. Kick me out.
There we go. The boot. All right. Next up, we have Ethan Philion. There we go. Hey, Ethan.
Hey there.
How's it
How
going?
you doing?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty well.
Hold it. Let me.
Nice to be back here.
There we go. And then I've almost got it. Oh, nope. I did the wrong. Why is that doing that?
I don't know.
So close. I'm going to get rid of me. And you're still there. I'm going to get rid of.
Yep.
There we go. Did it. Okay. I'll leave you to it.
All right, great. Well, good to be here. Nice to hear some musical heroes of everybody. I'm gonna play a couple songs that I associate with bassist Ray Brown, one of my favorite bassists, one of the most recorded bassists of all time, and just a ton of great records, always sounding really good. So I'm gonna start it off with one of his few compositions. This is Gravy Waltz. going to continue with another composition that Ray Brown liked to play a lot as a solo bass kind of feature in the middle of sets. So this is the famous Bossa Nova Black Orpheus. one more for you guys. This is another tune that Ray liked to play kind of throughout his career. This is Things Ain't What They Used to Be. All right, that's it for me. Thank you all for listening.
Yeah, Ethan, that was great.
Thanks.
We will
See you next week.
Next time, yeah. Thanks. Next up, we have Don Stiernberg. Bringing him into the mix momentarily. I think I did something wrong again. There we go.
Sorry for that. I'll just say hello again, everybody. And so nice to be here in the hot seat again for Manouche Monday and Hero Night, especially, as you probably already heard. I was excited to find out it was Hero Night. And as most of you know, my biggest musical hero is the great Jethro Burns, who was the wonderful comedian with Homer and Jethro, but more importantly to me, the greatest mandolin player of his time. And one of the biggest blessings of my life was I got to have him as a teacher. He taught me how to play the mandolin and continues to inspire. All these years later, this is the year, March 10th was when Jethro would have been 100 years old this year. Or, I'm sorry, last year, 2020. He was born in 1920. So, again, yeah, he's the guy that brought jazz music to the mandolin, my hero. And I'll play a few. I've got a few of his favorite tunes picked out. Not that he wrote, and he did write a bunch of wonderful mandolin tunes. But these are standards that he really enjoyed playing and recorded a few of them. Alrighty then. There we have the If I Had You, wonderful old love song, and sure wish I could remember the composer on that. Don't think it's Isham Jones, but sounds like it could have been. There's great records of that by Nat King Cole. Oh, Diana Krall did it a couple years ago. Oh, everybody did it. Did Jethro record it? I'm not sure he did, but let's move into another one that was a favorite of his to play. And he put this on Homer and Jethro record that happened in 1960. They were the hottest thing in entertainment, winning Grammys, selling a bunch of records, live shows in Vegas, coast to coast. You know, you're on every television show except Ed Sullivan, where they had some off days with the auditions, if you know what I mean. But anyway, right at a kind of a peak point in their popularity, the record label RCA Victor let them do what they wanted to do, which was to play a bunch of instrumentals. Homer was also a great musician, one of the greatest rhythm guitar players in the 20th century. And they made two of these instrumental records. The first one's called Playing It Straight, and this tune was on there. And this is the one that we always dedicate to our friend Leo. We've been known to even play this for him over at our home base here at Rogers Park Social. In a lot of ways, Jethro was way ahead of his time recording this one. It's a choro, Brazilian tune. And 1960, 59, 60, when they were recording this, wasn't that much later than when Carmen Miranda sang it in a movie, and it became a hit in North America. It had been around in Brazil for quite a while. Okay, so now that you know what the tune is, let's see if I can actually play it. Tico no Fuba, which, contrary to popular belief, it doesn't mean Tico Tico no smoking. It means something else besides that. Tico Tico. And again, I'm forgetting the composer on that. I will point out too that besides the Plain It Straight album by Homer and Jethro, I'm pretty sure Jethro recorded that with the great Steve Goodman. They used to do it in their live show all the time, and people loved it. And it's a you might be thinking, hey Don, is that really like a jazz tune? Well, Charlie Parker thought so. He recorded it too. In Brazil, when they play the choro music, they don't improvise, but we do up here. When my two A strings had a little fight with each other there, that was not improvising. That was just a plain old accident. So I'm going to play one more for you, and thank you for dropping in on us again tonight. And I know you're going to stay because the CNC Music Factory is coming up, that being Christy and Casey. And I know they've got some great ones picked out. So Jethro was, like I say, the best mandolin player in his time, and unsurpassed to this day, in fact, in a lot of ways. And one of the things that I think classified him as an innovator was this style of playing that people call chord melody. I call it Jethro style, but it's that deal where we try to play the melody of the tune and the harmony of the tune all at once, like jazz guitar players do and piano players and such. And I got to, like I say, I was blessed to have Jethro as a teacher, and that was his main vehicle for teaching, was showing these chord melody arrangements that he made up on the spot. And we were doing that one day, and he told me that this next tune was his favorite song of all, which got my attention because I was already aware at that time, at a young age, that he basically knew every tune that there is. So for him to have a favorite was kind of a surprise. And when he played it, it wasn't a surprise because it's a beautiful song. Hope you enjoy it too, and look forward to seeing you next time. There we go. When you wish upon a star. Thanks for this. My pleasure. Thank you, Christy. That's a good old number, isn't it? So have a blast, you two. I know you got some. Who's the hero tonight? Oh, that's right. Billie Holiday. Well, I'm going to stay tuned. I tell you what, I'm going to turn the program back on here so I can dig. Thank you. See you next time.
All right, so as I mentioned to Don, Billie Holiday is the musical hero we're going with tonight. She's kind of she's the reason that I sing jazz. The reason that she was my first exposure to jazz in Springfield, and so I went through some of my music books, some that we do with Fume and some that we don't, and picked out ones that I remember distinctly being on recordings. What's wrong, Lucille? Got a kitty joining us. So we're gonna start with this one called "When a Woman Loves a Man," not to be confused with "When a Man Loves a Woman." Maybe he's not much, just another man doing what he can. But what does she care when a woman loves a man? She'll just string till his ship comes in. It's always that way when a woman loves a man. She'll be the first one to praise him when he's going strong, last one to blame him when everything's gone wrong. It's such a one-sided game that they play, but women are funny that way. Tell her you're a fool, she'll say yes, I know, but I love him so. And that's how it goes when a woman loves a man. Maybe he's not much, just another man doing what he can. But what does she care when a woman loves a man? She'll just string him along, all through thick and thin, till his ship comes in. It's always that way when a woman loves a man. She'll be the first one to praise him when he's going strong, last one to blame him when everything's gone wrong. It's such a one-sided game they play, but women are funny that way. Tell her you're a fool, she'll say yes, I know, but I love him so. And that's how it goes when a woman loves a man. It's always that way when a woman loves a man. Loves a man, doing what they can. When a woman loves a man. I feel too close to the head of your...
Yeah. Sorry, I'm
It's okay. Just dodging attack, that's all. Try to situate. I chose the image that's on the screen right now for, this is the image that's the most, means the most, I think, to me of Billie. I still have, on our wall in the other room, I still have a poster with this image on it that I got at Vocal Jazz Camp in high school. There was a cool poster shop, Eastern Illinois University. I don't remember what city Eastern Illinois University is in, but whatever city it's in, they had a great poster shop there. And I got that image of Billie and have had it up ever since. Yeah. Oh, I think you're right. I think it is Moline.
Just
Yeah.
ironically way out west.
Is it? I don't know. I really don't know. We're trying to decide where Eastern Illinois University is. Right in. So the next tune we're gonna do is Loverman. Yeah, I think this is distinctive. I think Billie too is, besides being the first jazz that I was really exposed to in high school, in college it was tunes like this that I first heard her sing that were kind of my gateway to singing jazz, to transitioning out of kind of classical singing into singing jazz. I'm gonna guess that's probably a comment on the sound. It isn't. My mom said that it's in Charleston.
Ah.
We were not right. Thanks, Mom. And that means you can hear me when I talk, so sound is going great so far. I don't know why, but I'm feeling so sad. I long to try something I've never had no kissing. Oh, what I've been missing. Lover man, oh, where can you be? The night is cold and I'm so all alone. I'd give my soul just to call you my own. Hugging and a kissing, oh, what I've been missing. Lover man, where can you be? I've heard it said that the thrill of romance can be just like a heavenly dream. I go to bed with a prayer that she'll make love to me. Strange as it seems, one day we'll meet and you'll drown my tears and whisper sweet little things in my ears. Hugging and a kissing, oh, what we've been missing. Lover man, where can you be? but it's said that the thrill of romance can be just like a heavenly dream. I go to bed with a prayer that you'll make love to me. Strange as it seems, one day we'll meet and you'll dry all my tears and whisper sweet little things in my ears, hugging and a kissing. Oh, what we've been missing. Lover man, where can you be? Lover man, where can you be? Lover man, lover man, lover man. Let's see. Oh yeah, we're gonna do a tune that's. I think it was Joe Clark who once said, like, why would you write a tune that you can only do for a set number of years? And this was one of the tunes he was talking about, because there's a line in it about the Depression, or yeah. This next tune's called "I Can't Get Started with You," and Billie sang early in her career. She sang with Woody Shaw, and I've stumbled across this article from Downbeat. I think it was in 1944, so pretty early in her career. But she'd been in Basie's band, and she'd been in Woody Shaw's band, and she was just like super open in the interview, telling this story about Woody Shaw that I thought was hilarious. She said they were on their way to a gig, to like a one night gig, and they saw a guy on the side of the street that had a really serious beard, a long beard. And she was like, "Hey, Woody, have you ever had a beard before?" And he was like, "Yeah, I used to have a beard." And she said, like, well, did you look good in a beard or did you look bad in a beard? And he was like, "I looked great in a beard. Everybody said I looked just like Jesus Christ." And so the band just lost it. They thought that was hilarious. So they started calling him King of the Clarinet, Jesus Christ, King of the Clarinet. And then, the gig that they were on their way to was in Boston, and they started to realize that, like, at the time of the interview, she was like, to this day in Boston, like, word had gotten around about this joke. So people who weren't on the bus at the time were calling him King of the Clarinet, and it really ticked him off. Just thought it was funny. In case he wasn't listening to that story.
I've heard it before. You told it to me
I know.
yesterday.
All right. Enough of my yammering. I've flown around the world in a plane. I've settled revolutions in Spain. The North Pole I have charted, but can't get started with you. Around the golf course I'm under par, and all the movies want me to star. I've got a house and a show place, but I get no place with you. You're so supreme. Lyrics I write of you scheme just for the sight of you. Dream day and out of you. But what good does it do? In 1949, I sold short. In England, I'm presented at court. But you've got me downhearted, 'cause I can't get started with you. I've flown around the world in a plane. I've settled revolutions in Spain. The North Pole I have charted, but can't get started with you. Around the golf course I'm under par, and all the movies want me to star. I've got a house and a showplace, but I get no place with you. You're so supreme, lyrics I write of you scheme just for the sight of you. Dream both day and night of you. But what good does it do? In 1929 I sold short. In England I'm presented at court. But you got me downhearted, 'cause I can't get started. You've got me downhearted, 'cause I can't get started. Me downhearted, 'cause I can't get started with you. $1929 I sold short, not 49. 1949 means nothing. Maybe you sold short in 1949. It's not song worthy. It's not lyric worthy. Sorry. Just trying to make it timeless, that's all. The last tune we're going to do is one that the group recorded 2 summers ago. This year is such a weird year. We will be releasing this eventually, I swear. We will be releasing it eventually. It is an Irene Higginbotham tune, the one that you know, Good Morning Heartache, and it was one of the first tunes that I ever heard Billie Holiday perform and on a recording. Yeah, kind of goes to the heart. The project has gotten real personal, so. Good morning, heartache, you old gloomy sight. Good morning, heartache, thought we said goodbye last night. I tossed and turned until it seemed you had gone. But here you are with the dawn. Wish I'd forget you, but you're here to stay. It seems I met you when my love went away. Now every day I start by saying to you, good morning, heartache, what's new? Stop haunting me now. Can't shake you, no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues straight through Sunday blues. Good morning, heartache, here we go again. Good morning, heartache, you're the one who knew me when. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning, heartache, sit down. Stop haunting me now. Can't shake you, no how. Just leave me alone. I've got those Monday blues straight through Sunday.
Good morning, headache. Here we go again. Good morning, headache. You're the one who knew me when. Might as well get used to you hanging around. Good morning, headache. Sit down. Yeah, Casey Nielsen on guitar. Thank you to everybody who's watching, and thank you to all the great musicians that were playing tonight, and also to Liam for making cocktails. I have ingredients for some of that stuff in my fridge. I'm gonna have to get on it, make some of that. We're gonna take next week off. We're gonna start doing the first Monday of the month off, but we'll be back, and I'll send out an email. Join our newsletter if you're not already on it. I'll send out an email with themes for each week and other new exciting things that we have to report. We'll see you real soon. Thanks, guys.